Hi, the objective of this session is finding and engaging new affiliates to maximize your ROI. The objective today is to look at the ways we recruit affiliates to make sure that by doing that, we achieve the maximum potential return on investment from those relationships. I'm Chris Tragitt, and I'm CMO for Publisher Discovery. A bit of my background is that I was one of the early team at the Buyout Affiliate Network, if anyone remembers that, back in 2003. And we sold that to AOL and then to AWIN. After that, I went client side and set up an affiliate program for Easy Space web hosting and found out how hard it was finding affiliates, which is what led to Publisher Discovery. And for those that don't know, Publisher Discovery gives access to and analyzes around 3 million affiliate websites, linking to over 450,000 advertiser programs worldwide. But that's not the focus of what we're on today. We want to find out how we find affiliates. So I'm going to be brief. I think it's the most important part here. This is an online session. It's a very different experience to being a captive audience in a hall where you have to sit and listen and not walk out unless you want to complete one. But here's what we'll look at. We're going to have a look at making your program visible online, using your network and all those resources, and actually using affiliate analysis and your competitor analysis to understand what's going on. But then once you've done that and achieved a set of affiliates that you want to work with, what's your contacting style, how you reach out, look at those recruiting techniques you have and how those and the management of the affiliate relationships lead to success and improve return on investment. So how do you find new affiliates? If you're aiming to maximize your return on investment from affiliate activities, you need to work out what success looks like and what it represents from your own perspective and also from your company. And it can be simple numbers. It could be ongoing retail sales, and it doesn't really matter because you might have really high value and potentially high profit product. But set goals for your program which are relevant to your business. If it's simple numbers, that's fine. You might be able to discount heavily, but if not, if you're working on finer margins, you need to work on what the impact of discounting might be. So for some, it might be revenue rather than just numbers. So I think in terms of how those coupons will impact the program. For yet others, for things such as subscriptions and surveys, it could well be the quality of the actual customer, the quality of the referral that's being made, and that will vary hugely. Affiliate sites have different audiences, so it's ensuring that you get the right affiliate with the right kind of audience to deliver the kind of customer, kind of interaction from the consumer that you want. So each business has different gauges, as we hinted there. E-consultancy and AWIN, Jeb Commerce, and loads of organisations have created articles on actually managing the program, and I'm not going to go into that here. Do also listen to all the other speakers on these sessions as well. There's going to be some very valuable information shared. So decide how you're going to reward your affiliates, decide how your program's going to work. And I think the other thing we need to mention here is be flexible as your market evolves, and markets have evolved. We all know from the past year that the markets evolved in different markets have evolved in very, very different ways because of COVID. So keep your finger on the pulse. I was listening last week to Stina from the Hut Group in a Clubhouse chat, and she made the point that actually most of the retail has stayed very similar, but there has been a focus on value. Others report massive peaks for particular items. For instance, during last summer, when everyone was being locked down in the UK and the US, massive spike on hot tubs and garden furniture and that kind of stuff, and people were running out. And that would be for two things. Firstly, people wanted to buy them, but secondly, there were no factories working, so people weren't making enough. So everything became very limited. I suppose one of the other big things in terms of flexibility is understanding how those partnerships are working, and brand-to-brand partnerships have shown a massive growth over the past year. So you need to keep your finger on the pulse of all of what's happening in your marketplace to really understand it and make sure you're on top of it all. So to get affiliates that you want onto your program, you need to make your program discoverable. It might seem fairly basic, fairly simple idea, yet understand how to get affiliates onto your program.
But you'd be surprised how difficult it is to find whether a particular brand has an affiliate program. You see all the time on things like Affiliate Cockpit and across various other channels in LinkedIn and whatever, of people saying, has such and such a retailer got an affiliate program? Where is it? That really is kind of, if you're wanting to make a profit out of your business, you really need to make yourself visible, understand what's going on. So use standard SEO techniques to be found. There's acres and acres of good advice from the search guys, firstly on these sessions here, but also have a look at things like Neil Patel and Yoast and Ahrefs. You can understand kind of what's happening with your search position and your search visibility. Develop a content strategy, not just for your own product, and that of course is crucial because you want your consumers to buy stuff and understand what you're doing, but also for your affiliate channel as well, so that your affiliates know what they're doing. And we'll show a couple of examples shortly, which will cover exactly how that can work from your perspective. And that includes social channels. And I'd also say be active in the industry as well. So join organizations, industry groups on LinkedIn and Facebook. Join groups like the PMA, Performance Marketing Association, really useful for getting your information across and understanding the market more widely. But also write for publications like Feedfront or the Performance In. And it may seem an obvious stage, but have a compelling sign-up page. This one here for Misguided on AWIN. Yeah, great page, looks superb, but it's only on the network. So you're talking to, as they would say, you're preaching to the choir. You already know you're there. But have it on your main website. Make affiliates understand that, yes, they're important to you. They're part of your overall marketing. So here you can see that Misguided have used this and made a really compelling sign-up page for their program. Talking about the networks, I would say, yeah, use the network tools. Many networks have their own affiliate finding systems. Some are driven by machine learning, though, of course, many are not. Networks like AWIN and ShareASale and multiple others have got recruitment tools within the interface. Some will give you charge you, some will not. But have a dig through. People like PartnerEyes and WebGains have their own machine learning driven stuff to find affiliates on their own network. I think Involve Asia as well across in Singapore. And others, particularly I mentioned Affiliate Future and Link Connector. They're using the Publisher Discovery's own system internally, which uses AI and machine learning to show potential value of new affiliates as well as relevance. Use the directories. There are stacks and stacks of affiliate directories out there. You've probably seen things like Zeef, associate programs here as well, affiliates directory, affiliate programs. There's loads of them out there. Some are variable, some have disappeared, so you might look for affiliate program directory. I think when I did a search, there were about 15, 20 links, and half of them were dead or out of date. They had 2012 dates on. So I use it judiciously. They're normally either free or very low cost. So get yourself out there. It will give you an opportunity to be found. And you'll find that if you search for a particular brand affiliate program, one of these directories will pop up. So have a look at that, but also have a look and see where referrals are coming to you. So you know when they're, where you should place your more proactive promotions. Because some of them can be really useful and have good audiences for you. And talking about SEO, we mentioned that. Understand your own SEO and your keyword positions. Understand your SERPs. What are really important from your perspective. Understand your own keywords. Also understand your competitors' positions as well, and understand what's going. This one I think was from Neil Patel, and really simple, gives you an idea of how trustworthy your site is, page speed optimization, difficulty, things like that. But as well as the top keywords on the site, and actually use those keywords as part of what your outgoing stuff for affiliates. That's what consumers are finding you on. Therefore, share that information with your affiliates. They will understand exactly what it means and how to build stuff that works for to drive people to you. Also, I'd say use search as well and use those keywords to find relevant sites to reach out to. This is old school stuff, and kind of 10 years ago when I set up a web hosting program for EasySpace, this was the only tool available. Syntrix, if anyone remembers that, had disappeared by then. And so I was doing it ground up and looking through, trying to find affiliates by kind of what their keywords were and whether they actually featured for that particular thing. Web hosting reviews is one here. But use that, it can be very useful. You can get some potential influencers as well as some affiliates as well. The ones who are top of the heap there, things like PC Mag and Who's Hosting This, you'll probably have to pay a CPA, and you'll probably need to pay a fee as well. Different countries have different terms for it, and basically a placement fee, so you show above the fold. Think of these guys as being part of your team, because they're actually kind of winning out on your keywords. So what you need to do is to make sure that you treat them as part of your SEO team, and you understand that what they're providing for you is really valuable, and actually invest in that, because that could be really important. And it can help you overcome your competitors by making sure you've got the right positioning on those kinds of sites. Knowing what your competitors are doing can also be very enlightening. These SEO-based tools can be very useful, provide kind of stuff for in-house programs. Bear in mind that also only kind of some of the links are affiliate. With some of them, you'll find that kind of maybe 40% of the inbound links for a program are affiliate ones. Booking.com, there were only 120,000 out of 350,000 backlinks, which were actually, or backlink domains, which were actually affiliates. Microsoft, only 5% of the inbound domains are affiliates. The rest of them are all global. So have a bit of an understanding of what's going on. You can get research on affiliate programs from a number of sources. And here's one here where a very manual process. They'll provide free prospection in their search engine free of charge. And some are more complex. You'll get SEMrush and a few other people do a kind of similar-ish type of thing based on SEO. I'll give a quick plug for ourselves. It says, well, I wouldn't, but I will. We do it using AI and machine learning, so we can actually find affiliates who are specific to either your program, your vertical, or to your competitors' program, so you can understand what's going on there. I'd also say use social media well. You know well that an email will come into your inbox and you might read it. You might read it this week, you might read it this month. It might disappear down the flow to one of the 12,000 in your inbox you never even looked at. So use socials to actually kind of do something. OPMs can use Twitter, well, AM Navigator and plenty of others use it here. You see it's kind of talking about a specific travel program. But I would say, yeah, use it more effectively. Use social even broader. Use things like Affiliate Cockpit, as I mentioned before. And there's a discussion group. There's 2,000 members in there. There's quite a few people from the affiliate industry. And there's a similar kind of thing in LinkedIn. There's an Australian one, the APM Connect in Australia. And you've also got kind of things like affiliate summits groups as well on LinkedIn. So join those, and the affiliate channels on things like Clubhouse as well. Some of them, things like this one here, this Clubhouse one I was on last week, and you can see there was Sina Holzio was talking, Kevin Edwards, and a few others. Quite an interesting little session, very useful, worth listening to. Talk there about APM Connect. So yeah, there's the Australian outfit, and not a massive group, but there's 138 members in terms of the Australian market. That's quite a significant number. So how do you actually contact your publishers? Traditional way, of course, is to email out, and be aware how you're talking to people. Tailor your messaging. There are almost as many types of affiliate as there are actual affiliates. So avoid the one-size-fits-all approach. Kind of the usual kind of 1,000 emails going out to recruit affiliates. It might not drive the best results. And just a few examples here: corporate partnerships. You've got bloggers here, sector specialists, of course the cashbacks and coupons sites as well, and traditional media, things like the mainstream newspapers like Wall Street Journal and the Telegraph here. And that's just a small selection, and just in travel, which have been pretty hard hit over the past year. So I have to think also how your affiliates might have changed, certainly over the past year. There's been loads of information written about key trends in affiliate marketing. We published one on our own blog recently with quite a few contributions from people in the industry, and you see many others as well. Think about kind of what's been happening. There has, of course, been a huge move to online, and an equally big move of ad spend from general online advertising into performance channels during 2020. The
coupon and cashback sector have been pretty much strengthened, and that's partly as a result of people being squeezed by staying home. It's been very tough for consumers in most markets, even though online selling's been booming. They just haven't got as much money, so cashback and coupon is really driving really good value for advertisers. Think in terms of changes as well, such as ATP and the third-party cookies being rendered, well, maybe obsolete, maybe not. Have you adjusted your own affiliate focus to take count of that? Make sure you're actually kind of doing the right stuff to make it work. Think about how you contact people. Email can still work, as you know. So you've got kind of email, social stuff here. Test various approaches, email and social on its own. Set yourself up a brand plus affiliates email account, that Twitter account or Instagram account, depending whatever, and follow your target publishers. I think that can be really quite useful. An email to a solo blogger can be very different to a corporate partnership. As we looked before, you had things like Telegraph and you had a travel blogger. So vary your approaches. You can see here SEMrush use this to reach out to potential affiliates and to their current affiliates. And actually talk in terms of actually having the SEMrush Academy to actually teach people about their product. So that can be really, really useful. Understanding the product more deeply. So actually engage with your affiliates in a very, very much deeper ways than it might be. Here's a new coupon code, which is all useful for most advertisers. You can see plenty of others affiliates are using the affiliates channel effectively. SEMrush affiliates, they've got Fiverr affiliates here. And you've got people like InSparks who are using I think that's Instagram as well. So you can think in terms of actually kind of understanding your channel. InSparks, if it's dating or if it's in fashion, for instance, the primary channel could well be something like Instagram. Adapt your language and style in your recruiting as well, and don't be a fake you. Audience affiliates, again, using Instagram as you'd expect, products like that. In terms of email recruiting, yes, it can still work fine. Yeah, no problem at all. But be prepared for low responses, particularly if you're going to be doing kind of 1,000 off mail shot. Avoid spamminess. And I think the key thing is here, actually treat your recipients of your emails as people. Do a bit of research. You can normally find out quite a bit about them from their Instagram, their Twitter, and from their websites. You can get a real more rounded picture of who that particular publisher is. So when you reach out to them, I love your bit in Instagram, I love the thing you posted on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. It shows that you actually have an engagement, you understand what they're doing, and you think there's potential value for you two working together. Think of it as that relationship. And relationships are crucial in this industry. Avoid all those kind of spammy hook lines and things like that. It's not going to get to engagement. It's not going to get to sign up. I did speak to a few affiliates about the specifics. And one of them said they get between 4,000 and 6,000 emails a month from advertisers. So if you can email up with 1,000 volt mail shot, you ain't going to get this. It's not going to get you past probably one of the juniors who just enters the inbox once a month. You've got to make sure it's engaging. It actually kind of prevent a specific benefit to understand what they're doing. So read their social message, read their blog, actually start to build that relationship. Because it's on the basis of a relationship. Read what people have been writing as well. So OPMs and loads of others. This one from Jet Commerce there, the perfect affiliate recruitment email. And they all talk about actually engaging, understanding who the person you're actually emailing, talk about it as being you want to have a business relationship with them, not just join my program, boom. And I think too many people have made the mistake of treating affiliate as being expendable. Take the experience of a couple of hotel groups that actually closed their affiliate program during 2020, rather than pausing it, or even maybe just letting affiliates know that, yeah, it's fine, we're still going, nobody's booking anything, so you won't get any commission, but do feel free to keep going. As soon as somebody books a hotel room, then we'll pay you. The ones who've done that, the ones who've retained their affiliates. The ones who haven't are the ones who are scrabbling hard to try and get new ones. There's also plenty of advice from people like, I've forgotten who this one's from, but how to screw up an affiliate recruiting email. So there's lots of advice from all sorts of places. Even share selling networks have got perfect recruitment ideas. So test your various approaches as we've talked before. And I think I've got a repeat slide, so apologies for that one.
Yeah, you've got it's duplicated. We've seen that before, and we've all been there. And also think in terms of conferences. Now, sometime in 2021, they may restart in real life. We're talking about PI Live has gone global and purely online in May. So nobody's thinking about anything this time since summer. But also what we've got is we've got some of them which are starting up. I think Affiliate Summit is looking to launch in October in Vegas. So whether that will be purely online or whether that will be purely offline or a mix of both, I think it's still being up in the air, but make sure that you understand kind of, hey, it's worthwhile doing. The key thing is about these, even in virtual ones, you get a chance to talk to people, which is great by the app, as you can see there. But I think it's also important to actually meet people in person, and it enables you to actually have one-on-one conversations with people, as we have at shows like this. Was at the Summit or West, I think, last year. You can actually have really meaningful conversations and get much more in-depth conversations going on, and actually build potential for a bit of business together, almost immediately, without the to and fro of emails. And just to kind of hammer it home, just remember they're people. The best way of doing that is to maintain relationships, is to remember their people, understand what they are. Don't just send them flowers, as you might do here. And don't forget that even if they're large companies, yes, it's a relationship, and you need to ensure that you're dealing with them in that term. So even if it's, I don't know, Tracy or Karen at some massive publisher like Wall Street Journal, you're still that person that you're dealing with, and having that engagement is what will actually make it profitable. It's not about just slamming the numbers and doing 1,000 emails to recruit affiliates. It might be in some areas, but you are working kind of at the lowest kind of common denominator if you're thinking in terms purely of the lead gen side of things. Yeah, I've got this campaign happening, and you forget all about it by next month. Good affiliate relationships last a long time, and some of the best have lasted 10, 15, 20 years. Just ask people like Colin at Whether to Travel and Affiliate Future. They've had a long-term relationship, driving business year after year for some great clients. Very useful to understand that it is people. Meet them at events if you can, be really great. Treat them as part of your team, and the return on investment will happen. I look forward to meeting you hopefully somewhere next year, if we're doing that again, or maybe even later this year. I look forward to meeting you, and let's make sure that we can get stuff happening, get some business going. Thanks very much for listening. My details are at the bottom of the screen there, and contact me at Chris Tradgett at Property Discovery, as you can see on there. With a no surname like mine, you can find me anywhere. Just Google me. It sounds a bit kind of much, but with a name like Tradgett, yeah, that's not really what it's about. Thanks very much for your attention.